bought a microphone. Recorded an unboxing for it. That file has disappeared, but the microphone's still here for now. I might send it back. I don't know. We're gonna find out if it was worth the $40. It says 80, 50% off, $16 shipping to the Netherlands. If that's important to you if you live in the Netherlands. Anyway, lots of videos like this. Looks saved with used. Yeah. I'm gonna make one here now. So let's try out some other microphones and see if this is worth the $40. These are just things that I already had. Actually, let's go over them first. I'm going to try an old Audix I5 that I've had for many long time. Oh, I just highlighted everything. Not going to try that one because it sounds very similar to this small diaphragm. ATM, it's an Audio Technica ATM450. With a cardioid pickup pattern, I do believe. It's a front address. I have an end address small diaphragm, but it sounds very similar. And there's an SM57 here. There's a Audix D4, which is intended for tom-toms. And did I say the Audio Technica 4040, which is you're gonna love the sound of the fans in my computer case. So this runs out into, I'm not going to pick it up because it's wired up. And I have an unboxing video for this. I guess I could just put that at the end. Klark Teknik mic boosters CM1. It's, I guess, made direct competition for the cloud lifter. I've never used a cloud lifter. This one was much cheaper. I can show you how much it is right now out of stock apparently on Amazon. I got it from Sweetwater though for like 39 bucks, something like that, plus tax. And I believe it's usually 45. So let's I'm just gonna swap mics out, and the only thing that's gonna change is when I get to the condensers, it's gonna be in a different channel on my mixing board. All the settings are the same, probably not 100% exactly the same, but I'm not gonna change anything. I'm not gonna change the volume. This I felt like was a good volume for this one, so you can get a comparison of, you know, output and stuff. Hopefully we don't end up clipping. I know a couple of these are probably gonna be hotter. So they may, and if I turn them down, I'll put that in the video too. All right, so let's swap out some mics. First, we'll do this. Let's mute. I'm gonna try and set these up much in the same way. This is way too big. Much in the same way that I had the other one set up, where I'm kind of talking out of 45-ish across it instead of directly into it. Anyway, this is the SM57. I suppose I should have like picked a phrase to say into each one, or like read something or something. I didn't pull up a tab for 4,000 ratings. This is the page. All right, so let's put these in tab order so I know where I'm at. I already had the Donner up. Anyway, so this has been the SM57. Didn't change anything. Same channel even. Oh, it's almost time to go pick up my kid. Let's go to the next mic. And then we just unmute, and now we're on the Audix I5. Pretty much in the same place as I had the other one. I feel like this one's a little hotter. I don't know. Oh, let me pull up the page for it. So we're looking. That's not it. That's not it. Very organized I am. High production value videos here with the green wall and Amazon pages. But, you know, we know what we're looking at. Oh, I forgot about a phrase. Oh, well. Just random talking about nothing as I glance over at my screens and don't pay any attention to you. So I've had this microphone for years. It is beat up and it still works really well, I believe. I prefer the sound of this to a 58 or a 57. That's just my personal opinion. But that's not really what we're talking about. We're trying to compare against the Donner. Don't really know what else to say. Let's just switch to another microphone. And this one is interesting. Now it's plugged in. So this is a Audix D4, which is really intended for, I believe in particular, floor tom, but for tom-toms for drums. I used to record drums here at my house. I don't really do it anymore. I really like the way this microphone sounds on my voice. Excuse me. I'll cut that out. We'll just mute it so you don't have to listen to me coughing. What was I going to say? I mean, it's lacking a little bit of mid-range, but it just sounds good. It's got nice body to it. You know, and I already had it. It is definitely more expensive than the Donner. I mean, yeah, all these microphones are at least double what the Donner cost. But you know, just to get an idea of what different things sounds like, these are just the microphones I had around. I have a couple other ones, but they don't sound very good on voice, so I'm just not going to include them. So that's this microphone, which I may end up using this and not using, maybe sending the Donner back and just using this. I've done a lot of listening. I'm finally got a setup here that I like the way it sounds. Because I haven't really messed with, I just threw up my AT4040 before and used it because it's a great microphone. The problem is it picks up every damn thing, and we're about to hear that. This is on a different channel. And this doesn't run through the Klark Teknik because it doesn't need it. It gets its own phantom power from the board. I don't know that I've really got this exactly the same, but it's pretty close. You hear that? Those are my fans. I did not spend extra on my fans for my computer. Maybe I should have, and I wouldn't be bothering with replacing this microphone, which is a really nice microphone. But it also picks up just, I mean, everything from everywhere, which is what it's intended to do. It sounds really, really good in my opinion. A little bit of EQ goes a long way with this thing as well. It sounds great on drums, sounds great on guitar cabinets, just sounds great, period. Even sounds great on this weird voice of mine. Speaking of weird, decided to try this other thing. We're going to do that next. This is just a tiny little, I guess people call them pencil condensers. I don't know. I have this other one, which is a studio projects. That's in it's in the holder for the other one. Oh, don't. It's got a little logo on the front that gets in the way. This one sounds not as good, but very similar to this other. So I'm not going to bother recording that one. That's just going to make this video even longer than it needs to be, which it's definitely longer already than it needs to be. So let's move on to the next microphone. Oh yeah, and just a little bit more of this. Oh, I forgot to put the thing on the page, man. Dang it. I'm not going to talk all that again. Not going to do it. This one's much more expensive, though. So all that noise is why I'm doing this. Muting again. And yes, I did just hot swap 48 volt phantom power. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I've been doing it for years. Nothing's broke yet. Now, probably the next time I do it, it's going to break. Anyway, so this is a little tiny small diaphragm. I used to use this for recording acoustic guitar, I think, up near the fretboard to get some of that, you know, get acoustic guitar sounding guitar sounds. But it sounds pretty good on the voice too. And it doesn't pick up a whole lot of noise. It is very sensitive to plosives. Let's put another thing, this other big goofy thing on. Definitely going to include that noise in the video. That helps. A lot of foam on there really does help. So these are some comparisons of some microphones I had laying around. Look like I forgot to do the thing again, man. And again, this is another fairly, not really expensive, but it does cost a lot more than a Donner, which is part of the appeal of the Donner, the way it sounds. Well, let's go back to the Donner, and we'll hear how it sounds. And then maybe I'll have some thoughts. Maybe I won't. All right. So, one thing I didn't do earlier. Boom, shaka. Was to see what it sounds like without this puff on it. Other than puff. Should have muted last time I threw a foam windscreen on the microphone. Again, there's no EQ or anything. The only difference here is that the two condenser microphones were ran on a different channel with 48 volt on their own and a different cable, but they're all the same, like affordable cables. I have a Mogami cable, one that I bought, and it doesn't sound any different to me. There was a podcast stage, I think, did a video, and he explained and showed what the difference is with expensive versus cheap microphone cables. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Just trying to say things into the microphone. So now we've got an idea what it sounds like against some other things that probably you don't have lying around if you're looking at buying a $40, one of these. It does look pretty cool. It's built very well, very sturdy. It's very, very, very sturdy. It's and I don't really see how to take it apart either if I wanted to. Like, there's no way to there's no threading that I can see or anything. Can you hear my fancy fans? They were $6 for 5 of them. So I'm going to listen to this again some more, and I might end up just keeping it just to have it around, and I feel like it'd probably make a pretty good mic for like screaming vocals as well. That's just what I hear. But a lot of people use SM7B, which this is meant to be like a super duper cheap affordable version of that, right? Or maybe an RE20. It looks more like an RE20, doesn't it? I don't know. Here's that thing. Well, I'll put that other nonsense at the end of this if you want to see what's in that box. I can tell you it was the thing and like a little piece of paper that tells you to plug cables into each end. It's a pretty straightforward device. Requires phantom power, and that's about it. So the unboxing video is non-existent. You can look it up elsewhere. It comes with this foam windscreen. It's got a pop filter, which is actually a pretty nice pop filter. As far as free goes, for sure, it's definitely very well free. Included, it's very nice. What else did it come with? It's got the little hard mount. I do not like the shock mount, by the way. it is trash. It just went straight back in the box after I put the mic in it once. It clanks. It just don't. I'm using the one from my other 4040 for this. You know what I didn't do is, you can hear what it sounds like when you touch it and stuff. I didn't put the low pass on, or the high pass on. That really is a big difference. I don't think I like it because my voice has not got a lot of low tonage to it to begin with. So I turned it on once and turned it back off. That'll be that might be the third time I flipped the switch. Anyway, yeah, so I'll just roll the unboxing of the mic booster at the end of this if you want to watch it. You probably didn't even make it this far, but if you did, as everybody always says, like and subscribe and all that nonsense, or not, you know, throw me a click of some sort if you would. Leave me a comment. Tell me how horrible this video was. That'd be great. Or, you know, say something nice. Tell me about your experience with this microphone. All right, that's enough of that. Bye. Okay, so the output on that thing is so low that I have opted to purchase yet another device. Put it down here in front of this camera. Whoa, that's got my address on it. Put it down here in front of this camera. And this is a preamp of the cheap variety, similar to a cloud lifter. I've been told by the internet extremely similar. Wow, big box for, and they always send some candy from Sweetwater. I did not buy the, I'm totally off the camera. I did not buy this from Amazon. Let me move this over a little bit. I bought it from Sweetwater. It was cheaper, actually. How do you open it? Oh, right there. This is a tiny preamp. It's gonna require phantom power. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm just testing this mic out for this sort of purposes too. See, like I could push it over here and maybe that'd sound better. That's it. Wow, that's a lot smaller than I thought it was gonna be. Actually, I don't know why I thought it was bigger. So we're gonna open this. Why you put so much tape? I just want to open the bag for cutting the bag. I'm not returning. It's a little bit lackluster. It's staying with me because I'll have to pay $13 to ship back a $39 device. There it is. In, out, powered by phantom power. But it doesn't pass it through to the mic. It actually just amplifies in, and I think the benefit of a device this type is the Klark Teknik CM1. Oh, focus. It's over. It doesn't want to see. Anyway, so let's get her in line and see what she sounds like. I'm gonna have to leave soon. Knock this out. Pausing